coach-quarterback combos will do for you. And now it's just, I was thinking this, Hick, and you can tell me you've been to a couple of workouts already, but, this fact of Urban Meyer and his health through the years, right? And the pressure and the workload has led to him leaving the game twice.
Yep.
Well, it almost felt like the first 6 months from when he was hired in January to June, you didn't sense that at all. You're like, wow, this is a whole new guy, right?
Right.
And then I was reminded as practice starts that this is how that overwhelming workload gets you. Because now he's doing it all.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because he won't give up all those other things that he's been talking. That's enough to fill a person's plate.
He's a CEO, There's no doubt.
Yeah, and so now you put the coaching part in, and I wonder, he keeps talking about leaning on his NFL coaches. I wonder if he will be able to do that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch going forward how he reacts. Trevor continues to impress. He's thrown the ball really well, has some really good throws. Look, again, the pads go on tomorrow, I believe, and so it's hard to judge line play without pads, but it's
also hard to judge overall, even with practice pads.
Trevor Lawrence looks good because the defensive backs got to lay off, because one of the reasons why the Jags got penalized was because there was too much corner on receiver fighting during practices, and that during the OTAs that was deemed not right. So that was one of the reasons. So the defensive backs are frustrated because, and at times they'll yell, that would have never been caught, or, that was a pick, but they can't, they're supposed to lay off. So
right.
You'll see the ball flying through the air, the DB will stop, and the receiver.
Well, we got a game a week from Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cleveland Browns come to town a week from Saturday, and we'll get at least some answers. And again, look, it's become cliche, but it's true. I mean, you level up in the intensity, from mini camps to training camp to a preseason game to the regular season game. It's a constant build, and that'll be new for Urban Meyer as well. I don't know what your kind of your ramp up planning is at the college level, but it's got to be a little bit different here, especially considering the longer season. But so far, so good. It'll be interesting to see if this sports performance, if it holds. Right? I mean, they're big on the sports performance. They've got this, this new sports performance room with all these different techniques and recipes for success.
All eyes in Jacksonville should be on Buffalo, New York, where they're a little bit further ahead in terms of wanting the new stadium, and the Pagulas, who are multi-billionaire owners worth over $5 billion, want all the entire stadium funded by public money, and they want to build it right next to the one in Orchard Park where it is right now. That stadium is due to go. I mean, that stadium's been there forever and a day. So the Paculas have deep, deep roots in Buffalo, and this may be more.
Also owns the Sabres.
Yeah, and
some of the money would go to that too, by the way.
Yeah, this may be more, media driven or created or whatever. But again, you already hear this. Well, they'll go to Austin. They're going to Austin.
Apparently, the Austin City Council, that's news to them.
Austin.
Yeah.
And so the other thing is, you think Jerry wants a team in Texas? Man.
Well, they're not going to Austin. They're not going anywhere, and there are some differences between Buffalo. First of all, the price tag. That's $1.5 billion up there in Buffalo. We won't have a price tag like that. They're building a new stadium versus renovating the one that we have here, and they're also on a much shorter timeline. I believe their lease runs out in like 22 or 23, whereas the Jags have till the end of the decade. I do think here things will get accomplished and squared away before then.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
For sure. They better.
And Shad Khan's skin in the game will be more valuable if the team starts winning.
Yes, but the Pagulas, like Shad Khan, have done a lot in the city.
Yeah.
So it's not like, it'll be interesting to keep an eye on that one and see how it goes. And ultimately, there's always going to be battles. It's money. It's billions of dollars, millions millions.
Tell me how you think now that we are, a week and a half in, everyone reporting and going and pointing toward a regular season opener, just barely a month away now. Tell me the order of finish in the AFC South.
In the AFC South?
Yeah.
Tennessee's the first.
Yeah.
Indy's second.
They are.
Jacksonville's
we know
third.
Carson Wentz their second?
Well, he's out for the preseason for sure.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if there's no Carson Wentz in Indy? What if they're
why?
Because of his foot.
Well, he's going to be out for the year?
Why? No, I'm not. I would hesitate to believe that Carson Wentz will be able to start more than 10 games in Indy. I mean, the guy has been hurt, beat up, banged up, injured since the first year of his career. He can't make it through 3 practices, and he's popped a foot. So maybe not necessarily just this injury. I have no confidence that Carson Wentz is going to be a 16-game starter for the Colts. Huh? So we'll see. And I guess I'm guilty of not reading too deep into the story. It seems worse than just a couple of days.
They're still a better football team than we are. So
yeah,
I mean, they have a running back who ran for 234 yards in the last game of the year.
No, I know.
Yeah. So
well, let me ask you this.
I'll put it this way:
what if
we finished in second at 8-9, whoop-de-doo. I mean,
well,
so in other words,
that wasn't the point. My point is not about the Jags.
Yeah,
it's about the Colts and what happens to them if Carson Wentz. Not really my point. My question: what happens to them if he can't play?
He started double-digit games every year of his career,
but he was terrible last year, Dan.
Oh yeah, well that's.
I mean, he's also and he has started double-digit, but he's missed important games. Right? He's gotten hurt at the end of regular season.
He tore an ACL when he was having an MVP year.
But he's had other injuries. He's constantly been banged up, and it's attributed somewhat to his poor play. At least that's what the word has been.
Well, he started 16 games twice in the 5 years. He started 16 2 years ago. He started 12 last year in his bad year, but he got benched last year. So, he hasn't missed that many games, to be honest with you. I mean, he's missed 3, 5, and 4, and 4 were – so he missed 8 games in 5 years.
Yeah, I would have thought it was more than that.
Yeah, that's not
3, 5, and 4 is 12 games.
Yeah, but you can't really count the 4 that he gets benched for, right? I mean, he lost his job. So whether he's good or not, that's a bigger you don't think he's going to be any good, then that's – No,
I think he's much better than Jacob Eason is my point. And the Colts are going, in a handbasket if Carson Wentz misses significant time. And I guess I've kind of read between the tea leaves, maybe some of it is hope that he's going to miss time. I don't think he'll be ready when the season opens.
Now that could be.
Yeah. And I think the Jags get the Colts twice late this year.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't necessarily matter here.
Well,
but
it would knock them out, though, and it makes things.
I think so, yeah, right. Although Jacob Eason never had a chance to play. You never know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought that was just what a downer, right? I mean, it's not unlike Nick Foles getting hurt in the season opener.
Yes, in a way,
right?
For sure.
I mean, you had a guy coming in you think is going to put you. Yeah. The Jags were just barely removed from their deep run that year. Mm-hmm. How much Olympics have you followed? Has it been? Have you figured out a formula that you could share with me so that I could enjoy the Olympics in a timely manner, where I actually know what's coming up and what's taking place, and but between the time difference.
Here's what's worked for me.
Yeah.
This is my own personal little world, and my prediction, look, Olympic ratings aren't great. They're not.
They've come back up after a terrible start.
Right. They're not.
But just a little. They're
but,
still
but
way
as
down.
I said, as the Olympics go on, we watch because we get moments, and we've had some great moments. We had the 17-year-old girl winning Olympic gold in the pool, where she, and her whole high school in Alaska was going crazy, and Caleb Dressel crying, and when his mom and wife and dad, I mean, there's some good moments. I've had a few brought to tears moments, but here's what I've figured out. When you're watching the Olympics, what I do is I watch my baseball club till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Then I flip over and I get about 2 hours of the really good stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's when it's on.
But it's and I guess
like if I get over by 10 o'clock, I'm getting the finals of the 50-meter freestyle and the men's relay and the bat. I get all the good stuff they save for the end. Now the weekends are a little different, so but I saw the Italian win. I saw the it's a high jump where they tied, and they said, we'll both win in gold. Yeah. All right!
So the point is just stick to the mainline coverage on NBC Big.
Oh,
and not because if you'll drive yourself crazy trying to keep up with the other 7 outlets.
Like I can tell you right
Peacock
now, I can tell you right now, the baseball team's playing right now against Japan, and it's 3-2.
Well, I had to know the team sports have been a little bit easier because I just Googled, but and I'm also not. This will also between being live or being on replay or what stage you're at. I mean, I'm watching the other day. I'm watching one of the races, right? Where I don't think Dressel even he didn't win one of the semifinals or whatever. One of the qualifiers. He wasn't first in he won gold in the event, but he wasn't first in one of the qualifiers. I'm like, oh, dog, he didn't win. All right, we'll see who moves on next. I can't. Not used to it working that way either. But I've watched some. I'm like you, especially on a vacation week. It's like It's like good filler. Just put it in the back, right? Put the Olympics on and then go from there.
I've enjoyed them. It's been fine. It's not around the clock, must see television for me. If I put them on in the afternoon, I'm usually watching somebody in a kayak go through the rapids, or
that was fun. I watched some of that.
Somebody on the beach playing volleyball, which it doesn't.
It's interesting to me too to see what NBC picks and chooses to show. Like they show a lot of beach volleyball. I like beach volleyball, but come on, man.
I would agree with that.
And I will also give credit to Tokyo and the Olympic Committee for putting some of these main events in what is the morning over there.
Yeah.
Because that does hit prime time. We are seeing we're seeing the swimming happen live, right? They're not playing it at 5 in the afternoon. It will be 5 in the morning here. When you do it at 9 o'clock in the morning in Japan, we get it at 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night here. So so it's fun to do it that way. At least they let you watch some of the bigger, better events, the more interesting ones. Which leads to my final question. We'll close with this. This deserves a longer conversation, whether today or another time. But I'm going to ask you a question while it's right now a current story.
Okay.
But did Caleb Dressel just perform his way into the best athlete to ever come out of Jacksonville, Florida? He won 5 gold medals in one single Olympiad.
Yes. He's up there.
Yeah.
Bob Hayes.
Did he win 5?
No, but Bob Hayes won a Super Bowl ring and revolutionized the NFL into the Pro Football Hall of Fame and won an Olympic gold medal in the 100 meters.
Okay.
So
that would be
you asked me that would be my answer.
Is there a number of medals?
Caleb Dressel worked his way up there.
If Caleb Dressel ends his career with 20 medals, is there a point where he can become that, or because Hayes did it on two platforms?
It'd be tough to beat Bob Hayes.
And if you're, by the way, if you're Joe Sports fan, you're not even comparing Bob Hayes to Caleb Dressel because you appreciate the football part of Bob Hayes.
Right. Bob Hayes was, he changed the way the NFL's played, so that was big. And then, obviously, what he did in the Olympics was unbelievable.
Is Dressel second? Or are we still Chipper? Chipper's a Baseball Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's definitely moved in I'd say Mount Rushmore.
Right? He might. 5 gold medals in a single Olympics is an unbelievable accomplishment.
I think 3 other men have done it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
And by the way, still a young guy who will chase. I wonder 8 years from now.
I don't think he can get Phelps's 13 individual golds.
No,
I don't think he can get that.
Because he didn't get any.
He doesn't swim enough events. But that he can go. He can. Yeah, he's
married to a young
tremendous
lady from Creekside High School that was my boy's age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they classmates over there, all the way since, little kids stage. All right, we have always, and you especially have taken this tack. And that is, you've always said, Pross, and this is in the context always when we have this conversation about athletes who are accused of something, right? And what's your response always been if you were accused of something?
If I was accused of something and I didn't do it, I would scream it from the mountaintops.
Correct.
I would not go silent. I don't care what anybody tell me. I said, I'm just going to clear the air here, and the investigations will come and whatever. I'm just telling you guys this. I didn't do it. I did not do it. I did not do it. I'm telling you, if I didn't do it, I would tell you.
That got real for me 3 days ago, and I'll explain when we come back on the other side.
All right. Beef, we got a giveaway today?
Yeah, baby.
What do we got?
We're going to hook a Guggen Up, one lucky Guggen Up, with a 4-pack of ticket vouchers to the Jumbo Shrimp, who are kicking off a long homestand tomorrow.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful. 641-1010. You got to be hitting cleanup to win that one. Caller number 4.
Yeah.
We'll continue on our discussion of concepts and rationalizations coming up next.